You've probably seen onigiri, Japanese rice bowl, in anime or at Japanese stores. Today I'm gonna show you 6 different kinds you can make at home. And each one takes only about 5 minutes. We'll make Tuna Mayo, Yukari Cheese, Okaka Bonito Flakes, Edamame and Shio Kombu, soy sauce corn, and simple Umeboshi. They're simple, colorful, and perfect for meal prep and snacks. Let's get started! Let's start with the ultimate favorite in the Japanese onigiri world, Tuna Mayo. Original is basically a Japanese soul food, creamy, rich, and absolutely delicious. We were using canned tuna today, but you can also use the pouch type. Next, we add some mayonnaise. Japanese mayo is the best here. It's rich, slightly sweet, and made with mostly egg yolks. Then just a little soy sauce. Now let's mix it up. Mix like this. Lay out some plastic wrap and put your cooked white rice on top. Japanese rice is sticky and slightly chewy, which is perfect for shaping onigiri. Place your tuna mayo on the rice. Wrap it in a plastic wrap, squeeze it together, and then shape it into a triangle with your hands. Open it up and sprinkle sesame seeds on both sides. Usually, onigiri are wrapped in nori seaweed, but sprinkle sesame is a cute twist and an added flavor. Sprinkle, sprinkle, sprinkle. And watch out, if you overstuff it like me, the filling might sweep out a little. After adding the sesame, reshape it one more time to make it neat. Press a little firmly so the seeds stick. ツナマヨは間違いないんじゃないですか？だけど今日は海苔じゃなくてごまにしてみた。いいね。うまっ。もちろんね、ツナマヨ自身も美味しいんですけど、ごまは香りが立つね。なのでもちろんツナマヨのおにぎりの具材にして海苔で巻いてもいいけど、こういう風にごまを周りにつけるっていうのも超いいですね。Next up is Yukari and Cheese onigiri. First, what is Yukari? Yukari is a Japanese furikake made from salted, dried red shiso leaves. It's tangy, fragrant, and instantly turns plain rice into something delicious. It's a classic flavor in Japan. Yukari onigiri itself is very common, but adding cheese, that's a bit unusual. Sprinkle yukari over your warm cooked rice. Then add the cheese. Make sure your rice isn't too hot or the cheese will melt completely. Warm, it's perfect. Place one onigiri portion onto plastic wrap. Wrap it up and press it together, forming the classic triangle shape. And once the shape is set, you're done. Look at the purple, so pretty! So pretty! Yukari gives such a vibrant color. Because Yukari has a strong aroma on its own, I actually recommend not wrapping them one in nori. ゆかりね、チーズ、これはちょっと変わったタイプね。合う。ゆかりがさ、しその香りがもちろんいいや香りを出してるのは分かるし、ゆかりは定番なんですけど、チーズが合うのよ。それ加えることによってコクが すごく出る。おいしい。うまっ。うまっ。うまっ。
Next up is Okaka, absolute classic. Okaka basically means Bonito flakes mixed with a little soy sauce. Bonito flakes are those paper-thin shaping of dried smoked fish that kind of dance around when you put them on something hot. Honestly, Okaka is so good. You don't even need to turn it into a rice bowl. You can just eat it straight with chopsticks. And then Okaka really reaches its full potential when the rice is very hot. In Japan, we traditionally shape onigiri with bare hands. My grandma used to make them for me like that. These days, most of us use plastic wrap to keep things tidy. But some people still say that hand-shaped onigiri tastes better because the good bacteria from your hand. I don't know. Who knows? But it's in theory. Once you've shaped your onigiri, wrap it with nori. Now, in Japan, there is a serious debate about when to add the nori. If you like crispy seaweed, you wrap it right before eating. If you like soft, slightly soggy nori, you wrap it earlier and let it sit. I'm 100% team crispy. What about you? Okay. And finish by putting a little okaka on top to make it look cute. Since you can't tell what's inside once you shape an onigiri, we often place a bit on top as a little decoration, kind of like a clue.
はーい、おかか。絶対美味しいじゃん、こんなの。もうおかかなんて間違いないからね。もちろんね、このおかかの鰹節の香りと醤油はベストマッチじゃん。プラス海苔がね、いいんですよ。いい香りがするんですよ。遠足とか持ってくのよね。美味しいのよね。
Next, we're making corn butter soy sauce onigiri. Add canned corn, butter, and soy sauce to freshly cooked rice and mix well. Use warm rice so the butter melts evenly and coats the rice. Corn and butter isn't a very common onigiri filling, but it's actually a classic combination in Japanese ramen. If you've had a miso ramen with corn and butter, this will taste familiar. Once everything is mixed, place in a portion of rice onto plastic wrap and wrap it up. Then shape it into an onigiri. This filling can be a little challenging. So press a little bit more firmly than usual to help it hold its shape. And that's it. Simple, comforting, and easy to make.
醤油の香りとバターのコクがぴったりで、コーンが甘いのよ、ほんのり。うま。何があってこれちょっと形作るのが難しいっていう難点あり。 覚えておきましょう。
Next, we're making edamame and salted kelp onigiri. This one is colorful, nutritious, and really refreshing. It looks great, but it's also packed with protein and fiber. If you're using fresh edamame, boil the pods in salted water first, then remove the beans once they're cooled slightly. Now let's talk about salted kelp, dried kelp that's cut into thin strips and seasoned with salt. In Japan, it's commonly used in home cooking. Add the edamame and the salted kelp to warm rice and gently mix. The kelp is pretty firm when dry, but once it absorbs moisture from the rice, it softens and becomes much easier to eat. Lay out some plastic wrap and place one portion of the rice on top. Now wrap it up and start shaping your onigiri. While shaping, try not to squeeze too hard. Just enough pressure to bring the rice together. You want it to hold its shape but still feel light and fluffy when you eat it. Once the shape is done, that's it. The salted kelp already adds plenty of seasoning, so there is no need to sprinkle extra salt on the outside. I really like how simple this one is. It's clean, fresh, and easy to eat but still full of flavor.
枝豆と塩昆布、もうこれ絶対美味しいじゃん。間違いないね。昆布っておにぎりの定番なんですけど、この枝豆がね歯ごたえがあるから、この昆布の香りとこの味わいと枝豆の歯ごたえがマッチしてめっちゃいい。これはいい。
Last, we're making a simple Umeboshi onigiri. When people think of classic onigiri fillings, Umeboshi is always at the top of the list. Umeboshi is a Japanese pickled clam, salty, sour, and really refreshing. My grandparents, who are in their 90s, had been eating this since they were kids. There are many types of umeboshi, but for onigiri, I recommend using a large, soft one. It's much easier to shape and it spreads nicely inside a rice. Remove the pit from the umeboshi, place warm rice on plastic wrap, and put the umeboshi right in the center. Wrap it up and gently roll it so the plant gets pushed inside. Then shape it into a triangle using your hand. Lightly sprinkle salt on both sides. Wrap it with nori and it's ready!
いただきます。これね、シンプルな梅から。梅干しさっぱりしてるし、これぞおにぎりって感じ。小さい頃から食べ慣れた味ですね。